Good morning, David.
Good morning, Les. I just want the crowd to feel sorry for me. Dr. Ari is in a very, I'll use the word aggressive mood this morning. He's already insulted me really badly, and I don't even have a comeback. And so I made a comment that I wasn't sleeping, and that's all I'm going to say.
Well, you were commenting about you weren't sleeping, and you said, well, that accounts for your cognitive decline. I said, you're just realizing it now.
Well, hey, Les, I'm an orthopedic surgeon. What do you think?
Right. I'm sorry.
I also need his muscles. I don't need cognition.
Good point. Rote memory.
Right. Anyway, this is Dynamic Healing with Dr. Les Aria, a pain psychologist at Kaiser, and I am a retired orthopedic surgeon who wrote a book called Back in Control. And both of us have learned that chronic pain is a solvable problem. It works by optimizing your body's physiology, and there's not just one approach. But what we both feel strongly about is that sleep is still maybe the first priority, because you can get better without sleep, but your other interventions are pretty limited without it. It's so basic. So what we want to talk about this morning is why we sleep. And I pulled up a paper that's been fascinating to me. I heard about it, reread it this morning. And in the body, there's what's called the lymphatic system that's all over your body. And it's a separate channel besides your veins that bring fluid back into circulation. It basically drains waste. And it's fascinating that this intricate system is everywhere, but they didn't discover it in the brain until 2015. Then in 2012, they also found what's called a lymphatic system, where the body mixes cerebral spinal fluid with the waste products. So what they found out that the brain is actually more active at night. We thought it rested. It does prune memories, sharpen things up, connect things. But it's also when you're laying down, it increases this lymphatic effect. We start emptying waste products. And without emptying the waste products, you build up what's called amyloid, another type of protein. There's more inflammation, the metabolism's off. So sleep is absolutely critical just for maintenance. And just to remind us as humans, we're at the bottom of the food chains for millions, maybe billions of years, because 25% of our entire metabolic energy is spent on running our brains, where other mammals is only 3 or 4%. Huge difference. So when we started to develop language and cooperate, we went right to the top. And so our cognitive function is unusual in the animal kingdom. We have language, again, because of our cognitive function, but it takes a tremendous amount of energy to run this thing we call a brain. So maybe it takes less energy for me than it does you, Dr. Aria, but
No, it's pretty much the same. This is very important. I think what you're really sounding out, and this whole week our theme is on sleep and how it impacts the whole body, and it really is. It's often sometimes a misguided topic or not discussed topic. And what we're saying in general is the rest. When you actually get restorative sleep, you actually are healing your body, and it starts in the brain. Right. And so it's kind of like little garbage collectors that come through and pick up stuff at the cellular level and even at the macular level, even a larger level. And so it's not just about you need to get good rest. It's about for your body to heal, for you to feel less depressed, less anxious, less body tension. The sleep is crucial. It goes back to some David's messages and recommendations on sleep hygiene, just the practicality. What are you contributing to your restorative sleep, or what are you not doing? So if you're on your phone, if you're very amped up, you don't have a routine. So one of the things that I do is I really don't go into my bedroom until I'm a little bit calmer. Or if you have your bathroom in your
when does that happen, Dr. Aria? When you're calmer? I don't think
very
that. Okay, I'm listening still.
I do get anxious, I do get sad, I do get fired up every now and then, but I don't get drunk in it. And that's the key thing is when you actually, just on a side note here, when you manage your daily stressors and what kind of floats through and in and out your mind and body, if you can actually just learn to be able to recognize it and release it, is important. It helps you prep for the sleep. So coming back full circle is do a few things in the morning throughout the day to better manage your stress and how you kind of react to things. Use breath work, exercise, a variety of things just to calm the nervous system down. Then when nighttime comes, it'll afford you greater sense of restoration. Now, David's busy. He is always doing something. This man is not retired, nor is he retired from life. He's just always on the go. And David, you've got a whole lot of projects on, and I think that's part of the reason. I'm just saying that. And I really do. I really do. I think you've got a lot.
I argue with that.
There you go. And so it comes back to this: is you've got to learn to do something. At the very least, if you're like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this. Try putting on a sleep meditation. Make sure the phone is turned upside down, that the night light is on, or, like I said, the dim is lower, the dimmer. It's just anything to kind of set the mood as far as lowering the nervous system's vigilance. It is very important. We've showed you, I think it was earlier this week, about the odd, even eye technique. Open your eyes, close your eyes, start at 100. We talked about breath work. We also talked about yesterday, and David, you're a terrible patient. You did not comply with my treatment recommendation.
I thought about it.
Well, that's good. I guess let's give you a bonus. It's called chaining behaviors. At least you made one small, tiny step. That's good. So listen, if anyone tried to stick your feet out underneath the covers and your body will cool, at least one leg. I'd asked David to do it, but he thought about it. So leave us a comment if you actually did it, and that'll let David know he needs to work on it. So
it feels a little awkward. That's all. Put your feet out under the covers.
Yeah. Oh wait, so it's cooler. Yeah, it cools the body down. When the room is a little bit cooler, it really does help, honestly. And another, let me give you a cool trick I learned. Is turn on your bathroom fan. If you have your bathroom in your room, turn it on. That white sound will actually help. Yeah.
I do. One thing I'm going to take you up on, I guess, think about this feet thing. I mean, I have size 12 feet. Those are big things hanging out there. I have to explain this to my wife, who sleeps very nicely. So I got to think about this. This is a self-image thing.
Yeah. Don't resist. What you resist, persist.
Anyway, I was fascinated. I mean, the other thing you have to understand, we're going to talk about this in the next few weeks, is that every chronic disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cardiac disease, peripheral vascular disease, anxiety, depression, bipolar, OCD are all inflammatory disorders, every one of them. And so I think, what's this lessism that physiology follows psychology? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, your physiological states determines your psychological states.
Okay, so it goes both ways. Your physiological, right.
Your physiological states. So your nervous system is your lived experiences, and that's where the stories start. When you're defensive, you'll hear, I can't get to sleep, this is overwhelming. So it starts with the nervous system. Your physiological states determines your psychological states.
And one thing that we've talked about a lot in the group that I work with, and I know you do also, is just depersonalize this whole thing. Your body's inflamed, it's metabolically active, and just learn ways to calm it down. And so again, sleep goes both directions. If you're fired up, it's hard to sleep. If you're not sleeping, you're not cleaning out the waste products and your body's fired up. So sleep is just one of those markers of how you're doing. It's a marker and also a treatment. And to me, considering sleep in a way of taking out the trash is something that actually motivates. I'm pretty motivated to sleep, by the way. I can tell you unequivocally that I have a bad hip, as you all know. I know you think I should get it fixed, but I can't quite do it. Anyway, that's a whole different story. But when I don't sleep, my pain doubles. And the research shows that if you lack one night of sleep, your pain is doubled the next day. Just one night's sleep, bam, it doubles your pain the next day. So it's very clear in my mind how critical sleep is. And, I succeed maybe once out of every 6 weeks. I get a good night. So
we'll have to do a sleep study on you, David. We'll have to do a sleep study on you.
Right.
We'll have cameras just looking over your eyeballs.
You don't think that's enough?
Is that a sleepover invitation? So we'll do a study.
Yeah, I tell you one thing I do say, I did get this through our Wednesday night group. I did get this Oura ring, O-U-R-A, and there's all sorts of different things like this. And do you have one that you use, Les, or you have your patients use to monitor?
Oh yeah, it's right here.
Okay, we won't go to I'm not gonna say anything. Anyway, it's been very humbling for me because I used to go to bed at 11, get up at 5. And I said, well, 6 hours, that's plenty. So my entire career, that's what I did. And what I'm finding out with this ring is that a lot of times I wake up at night or I'm not really sleeping when I think I am. So it's probably getting by in 5 hours of sleep, not 6. So this has been a very humbling feedback loop for me. And so, it's just one little detail for feedback. So anyway,
That's
all right,
great.
my feet out under the covers tonight.
Yeah.
Any thought for the day? Anything that will help me today to calm down so I can sleep tonight?
Yeah, I really want you to do this. And I know this sounds ridiculous, folks, and this is to you, David, not just the audience. So it's not about us. It's about the service that we're providing for these good folks. On a serious note, I want you to try this, David. Here's my tip of the day. Watch your breathing rate throughout the day. What does that mean? So every now and then, if you notice a mood shift or you're kind of caught up in something, notice how fast you're breathing. And then intentionally just slow it down for 5 breaths. So you're like, so what's that got to do with sleep? I'm talking about nighttime, not daytime. Well, if you lower your vigilance of your nervous system and bring it back down to baseline, so constantly just coming back down as opposed to up. So your nervous system gets fired up and then it stays up there and your mind is racing. So it's almost like we're just letting the nervous system dominate us. No, we're in charge. So what I recommend to my patients, and I practice it all day long, and I know this sounds silly and I'm not trying to be preachy here, but I really do practice what I preach. That was a nice line. And so my point here is seriously, when you were talking, I just dropped into my breath and noticed how fast am I breathing. And then I intentionally slowed it down. And so that's what I'd like you to do. And for everyone, just notice when your mood shifts and when you're caught up in something, an emotion, a thought, or physical sensation, and intentionally shift your breath, just 5 breaths.
The one final thought here is that one thing I have not been doing the last couple of weeks is walking. And I've been working out in the backyard, doing weight training and stuff like that, but I quit the walking. And when I walk, I breathe more deeply and slowly. And about halfway through the walk, my pain goes away.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's just walking through the pain, but it's very a much different breathing pattern.
Yeah.
So, we all know aerobic activity is important, which I have not been doing. It's been more anaerobic. And so again, maybe I'll take a walk. Awesome.
Yeah. I wonder that's good advice, my good doctor.
All right, Dr. Arya, thank you for your tips. And I got to think about this foot thing one more time. I'll let you know. Maybe we should talk to my wife and see if she's okay with that.
She'll really get you to do it then.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right,
thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow and have a relaxing day and get some sleep tonight.
Have a great day, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.